Good morning, air signs. Good morning, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Welcome in. Messages for you January 6th and 7th. I hope you're doing well. I hope things are wonderful this early time in 2020. Lots of energy flying around. Not all of it good. So please try and center yourself. It's really hard to do right now, you know, really hard to do. So let's see what's going on for you guys. This can be, I'm basically asking for messages that want to come through for who's ever watching right now. Aquarius, Gemini, Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Sometimes these readings will resonate with you, sometimes they won't. So feel free just to take what works for you and what doesn't. This is a partnership, you and I. All right. So, and keep in mind, I could be talking to a cross watcher. So what I'm going to look at, this is a brand new deck I have that I used yesterday too. Thank you to my friend Jen, the Spirit, let's see, the Spirit Animal Oracle. I really love it. I really love it. And particularly because I feel animals to me are such a grounding, beautiful, clear energy. They do pass out of our lives. They are around us all the time. The veil is very thin for them. So I'm moving into this place of working with animal spirits, animal messengers for us. I've always been a cardinal person, obviously, ancestors and things like that. But right now I'm feeling much more strongly I want to move into the animal world. Just the peace and the love is so strong there. Buffalo Spirit. Buffalo Spirit. The abundant universe will provide. I was going to say to you that this can be about love or abundance of any kind. So that's the first card that comes out today. Buffalo Spirit. Koi Fish Spirit. There is always enough. Wow. Okay. Thank you for the uplifting feeling just then, because this has been a very kind of a difficult energy to be in just in the world right now. And I do have a hard time in places where there's a lot of people. So I really enjoy my solitude, and it just feels like the energy is still so strong, even though I am, sort of in this beautiful little private Idaho kind of place that I've created. For you guys, the abundance universe will provide. There is always enough. This is the expansiveness, the gratitude, the beautiful energy that comes with these animals of there is no such thing as a single pie that we all divide up. That is a very scarcity, a very lack mentality, okay? This is teaching us today to open up to the possibility that abundance can come from anywhere. And I definitely have had a couple of situations recently where I hear myself talking about abundance with people who may or may not be conscious, may or may not be awake, may or may not be open to the idea of, there is plenty for all. And when we get into these ideas of what is really at the foundation of a lot of our issues, in the world right now, it's about greed. It's about the belief that I must have more pie, and that by corollary, that means you have less. And that simply is a false premise. That is a false premise. I'm getting beeped. I'm getting beeped! All right, so let's see what's going on with you. This is what's interesting right now is that the challenging energies, whenever you have challenging energies around you, understand that it is a instead of being frustrated by it. I mean, I know it's hard because they're always around there, other people's stuff and frustration about this, that, the other thing, or anger, or whatever other lower vibration energies might be around you. Take the time at the moment to say to yourself, what is Spirit trying to teach me? What can I glean, or what can I gain from this information? And sometimes it's self-awareness. Sometimes you're just getting clearer on your own ideas about things, or your own spirit connection, your own intuition on things. What is Spirit trying to help you learn? And being grateful for the lesson. If you do those two things, if you say, what is Spirit trying to teach me right now? Is it about lack mentality? Is it about that, the haves and the have-nots? Is it about, being jealous of someone else who appears to have something you want? That is available to you. Everything we ever can manifest is available to us all the time. And with that, I will lay out the cards. Okay. This does appear to be some kind of spiritual. Oh yes, my goodness, look at you underneath the Queen of Pentacles here. Really, no, what I just said to you is something that this person lives by. Okay, this is something that most of you, I can kind of hear a little bit of like, yes, I'm living that way. I'm working on living that way. Very consciously, very much in your spiritual connection with your guides, in yourself. Wow. In your feelings, very watery energy here. Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, Knight of Swords. And then there's this anger. All right. So there's this feeling of like, I'm doing it. I'm doing it. I'm nurturing myself. I'm connecting to Spirit. I'm being in my feelings. And then there's this anger and frustration. Perfect timing, Spirit. Anger and frustration there. Yes, 10 of Wands. Queen of Swords. 3 queens here. Emperor. Wow. All right, let's see where we go here. 9 of Wands. 7 of Swords. Ace of Swords. So there's some kind, a little bit of speaking truth to power here. Also a little bit of frustration that even though you are connected to Spirit, there's still, look at all this feminine energy here. And then there's this masculine energy, and that is kind of blocking, feels like it's blocking your path. Okay. There's an energy here of frustration. This is frustration. 9 of Wands, 7 of Swords. I want to escape all of my past bullshit. I want to escape this connection. I want to run away from this. Right smack dab in the middle, there's the Aquarius, Gemini, Libra energy here. Turning your back on, doing too much. Turning your back on that. Looking into the positive energy of this is taking charge, taking control, right? Leadership, clear-sighted leadership. Okay, that's the positive side of this. So what the universe is saying to you here is relinquish the need or the frustration of this 9 of Wands, 7 of Swords. It can be, for this reading is likely for somebody here who is being frustrated by a connection for some very important reason. It is helping you to see your truth. It is helping you to see your truth. Oh my goodness. Thank you, universe, for bringing that in. It is helping you to see clearly your own leadership, your own, I feel like you might have gotten lost in something, might have gotten lost in doing too much or working too much or too much codependency in relationships and like being damn sure you're right about something. Okay. And what's happening is it's either you or this other person who is going, yeah, the arrogance of that, the arrogance of the fact that you believe you are correct makes me wrong. Okay, remember when I was talking about the pie? People can be correct in how they're viewing the world, even if it conflicts with you. The problem that we get into is when people try to make each other wrong about things, right? Be teachable about things, right? Because there's something to take from every single connection. There's something to take from every single piece here. I feel like one of you is very much focused on your feelings and your connection to spirit and your nurturing, and it's feeling frustrated by the idea of having to butt up against somebody who is very controlling or very certain that they are right. And it does come from a place of kind of hubris, place of arrogance. And for you here, however this resonates for you, what spirit is trying to show you is everybody can have their own points of view about things, but there is no corner on the market on absolute truth. And how you work with that in your relationships, how do you work with that to build connection or destroy it, right? Because sometimes being this absolute, I'm 100% right, and if I had a nickel for every time, and this is the conversation, if I had a nickel for every time I heard you say to me, you're looking at this wrong, no, you're looking at this wrong, I'd have a lot of nickels, okay? So that kind of belief that there is a truth, and this connection is being destroyed by the inability. It's almost sort of like maybe it's pushing you into a place of being opposite of that, right? Like this is an arrogance. This is no offense to any Aries, but sometimes the energy of this can be the narcissistic partner, the narcissistic belief that, we all have narcissism in us. It's a spectrum thing, okay? It's not something that you don't have. You have, otherwise you would not be getting out of bed in the morning, okay? So, but the real test comes in where it comes to compassion and empathy. Is this person that you're dealing with right now compassionate and empathetic, or are they more interested in being right? Okay? And this something has to do with how abundance comes in, stubbornness about how abundance comes in. And if you are of the mindset that there's only one way for abundance to come into you, I'm here to share with you, you might consider, I submit to you, you might consider being teachable at this moment about opening up to other ways of abundance coming in. I do feel like if this is you, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, trying to struggle with someone who is unwilling to allow the universe to bring abundance into their life, who is unwilling to allow that other than how they expect it to be or how they want it to be, not for you. Because that's not where you are. Not for you. There's Libra energy, to be fair. I feel like you might have given this person the benefit of the doubt for a long time. Yes, I feel like this relationship, this expression of hubris, arrogance, there's real anger and frustration here around how you see the world, how the world works, how abundance works, how spirit works, all of these things. And I have a feeling like you're running up against somebody. This could be a wife, a husband, a friend, a coworker, a boss, a parent, a colleague. Okay, I feel like you could be running up against someone's absolute belief that they know. And it's one thing to have conviction. I feel like this is going to bring you to a place of higher conviction. It's showing you like, wow, you're really seeing this in very stark relief. It's going to bring you to a place of higher conviction. But also remember the lesson of being 100% sure that you know where abundance is coming from. Instead, being open, having compassion for this person, having empathy for this person, but also for yourself. I feel like this is a kind of a flare, of sending up a flare saying, hey, time to really nurture yourself. Okay. And, I feel like this might be a situation where there's a certain stubbornness about this that is frustrating you, and that is likely to come to a head soon. So I'm going to continue with this reading. I will look at it could be another air sign, could be an Aries, could be a Pisces. So I will look at that in the extended. So if you'd like to continue on with me, we'll talk more about abundance. We'll talk more about this certainty, this cutting off the idea that abundance can flow from anywhere. And just, I feel like that that's not true. Again, it's still allowing for a lot of other things that you don't know, right? So, link is below for you, air sign. Wow. I feel like I need a shower after that. Okay, link is below for you. January 6th and 7th. I will see you over there.